Hey guys, I'm from indi.origin and today I'm going to show you 3 DIY lamps that look spectacular in your room. The stuff that you need today can be found at the nearest stationery shop or right here at home too, so you don't have to go too far. You want to make sure that the balloon fits over the bulb because that's where it's going to go, and you can see it's moving around a little bit, so I'm going to use this ceramic pot to secure it so it doesn't move while I'm working. To do this, I'm going to use 2 pieces of masking tape. Now we're going to add some tissue paper, so just make sure that the tissue paper is as thin as possible. If it's double layered like mine, you can just split it. You want to make sure that maximum light comes through so that your lamp is nice and bright. Now we're going to make the craters of the moon, which is what's going to make it look realistic. You just have to imitate the surface texture of the moon here by bunching up the tissue like this. It'll probably feel a little sticky now, but don't worry, as it dries it'll come off your fingers pretty easily. This is what mine looks like after leaving it overnight. As you can see, it's pretty solid. And now is the magic moment when I remove the balloon and just cross my fingers and hope it stays. Ideally, if you put enough tissue paper, this should be like clockwork. So I put some white and some black here, which are the base colors for your moon, and it's super simple because it's just grey and white. So it's just about how you grade the colors on the moon to make it look realistic. While you're painting, just keep in mind that the crater parts are darker and the rest of the moon is always lighter, and like you can see the bump is where the light falls and the shadow falls on the opposite side. If you paint the whole moon like this, then it's much easier for it to look realistic. to dry, and that's exactly what it looks like. What you'll need is Fevicol, the same light bulb, a balloon, the same ceramic pot, some cling wrap, some twine. That's a solution of turmeric and water that I boiled instead of paint to make it hold better on the string. Now to this turmeric solution, I'm going to add some Fevicol. Now this is what will make the turmeric solution stick onto the twine and also make the twine hold its shape after the balloon has been removed. Ideally, the consistency of this should be a little thicker than milk. Now we're going to take this twine and wrap it around the balloon as tightly as possible. Use one hand to secure the string and the other to wrap it around. Now you'll notice that you want to cut the string and change the direction. So I'm just using a small piece of masking tape to hold one in place, and I'm going to cut the length of string and start again on another side. This makes sure that all the sides are evenly wound. I left this one overnight and this is what it looks like now. It's pretty solid. Now we're just going to take out the balloon and voila. Just going to secure the bottom with a few pieces of masking tape that will hold the loose strings together. What you will need: bulb, same ceramic pot, masking tape, old newspaper, a hole puncher, and anything else to poke holes with, like pens, hairpins, and safety pins of different sizes. Now we're going to take this newspaper with the folded side towards you, and we're going to draw a semicircle on it. Now I do this freehand, but if you're a little more particular, you can also measure this out. It doesn't have to be perfect because it just has to become a cone in the end, and anyway we're going to adjust it at that point. So feel free to do it without measurements. Using the center of the folded end as a tip, you just roll the cone on that. It doesn't have to be perfect, we just tape it and then we'll cut the edges anyway to make them even. You want to make sure that the smaller end of the cone fits on top of the bulb. So we're just going to approximate and cut it. To test whether you've cut this straight, you just cut the edge and place on the ground. If it doesn't wobble, you've done a good job. For the sake of aesthetics, we're now going to use this black fabric paint to paint this cone we've already made. You need some cling wrap, that black fabric paint or acrylic paint, whichever you choose. Now we're going to make the powder lamp with the moon and stars. Since my paint is wet, I can kind of mark a rough circle with the cone. And now I'm going to go over this with a pen. Remember to be very gentle with aluminium foil because it's very easy to tear it, but it's also very versatile material for the same reason. I'm going to use this safety pin to poke holes, which will be my stars, and also draw my moon. At this stage too, I caution you to be very delicate because if you tear a hole, you'll have to start this part over. But don't worry guys, I did it twice too. Now that my moon is drawn, I'm just gonna poke small holes within the moon because this is the part that I want to be hollow. And this is how I'm going to fold the edges over to form the shape of the moon. I'm just folding the edges over to make sure that the cone fits within. But what I found is even easier is to make it a little smaller so this top part can fit within the cone and not come outside at all. That's all for today guys. You can find the link for the LED light in the description below. Subscribe to our channel for more content like this, and this is Indi.origin signing off.